Good morning. This is Samuel Jacob Kirschner, voice of the Breeze, welcoming you to our Friday morning Google Hangout meditation. Today, I'm going to start with the meditation, and I'm going to play it actually and participate in it. And maybe I'll say something now and there, but I really need to practice this morning, so I'm not going to be speaking too much, but just play the Breeze moving meditation. So you're invited to participate, to experience. Feel the air entering your nose, breathing in and breathing out. Slow your breath down and follow the chimes. Breathing in on the higher chime, breathing out on the lower chime. Notice tightness in your breathing. Where do you feel the tight places in your body? Breathe with more ease. Make some space around your chest. Connect your breath to the tight places in your body and let it relax you. Shake like a hummingbird and awake. Breathe with ease. Let the pulsation of your breath turn into a micro movement, shaking from the inside out. your breathing and shaking to the music. Shake out your stress, anxiety, and negative feelings through your fingers, toes, ankles, and wrists. Shake from the core. Flow like a river and let go. Let your body spontaneously move and flow from the ease of your breath and the music. Try not to control it. Just let your body move as it wishes, stretching and enjoying the freedom of moving and breathing from the core. Stand like a tree and make space. With your knees bent and your feet planted firmly in the floor, shoulder width apart, hold your arms in a circle in front of you like branches being held by the trunk of a tree. To endure any challenges that come up, breathe into and soften your grip in tight areas and make space. Open your heart to your challenges and empower yourself by returning to the breath in the moment. Stand in your core. Walk like an elephant with grace. With your right hand resting on your heart and your left hand resting on your belly. Take each step and connect it to the music and the breath in the earth. Find your authentic pace and walk peacefully, following your heart. Walk from your core. Dance like a breeze. With confidence and ease. Trusting the big breath. Celebrate your life now. Good morning. This is Samuel Jacob Kirschner, voice of the Breeze. 12 minutes after I have practiced the 5 steps of the Breeze, I decided to do it a little different this morning and start with the actual meditation and not the talk. Usually I do a little 15-minute talk before the meditation. But I've had such a rich last 24 hours that I really felt I needed it myself. And I'm really doing this primarily for myself. I have a great privilege to share it with others, but I do all this work for my own well-being, for my own taking care of myself, taking care of the big questions that I find the most troubling in life. I want to read to you what I wrote on Facebook this morning, if I can find it. Let me see. Well, I wrote basically two questions that are behind trauma and post-traumatic stress. The question to me behind trauma is, how can this be happening in my world? My world must be coming to an end, that this is happening to me. And the question behind post-traumatic stress, the one that we keep getting triggered by, because we all have had some trauma or another, is how can this be happening in this world now? Which is exactly how I felt yesterday when I saw a picture of a Syrian child after a bombing in Syria. It was posted on Facebook, and it was on the wall of a good friend of mine in Israel. And the moment I saw this picture, it was so horrendous, especially the expression of the shock on the child's face and the disfigurement of his body. He is alive, but that's the question I went into. How can this be happening in my world right now? I was walking on the street, checking my Facebook messages on my iPhone. Hello. And I was really in a good, calm, okay mood. And when I saw this, I went berserk. And then I made the crazy mistake, but human, of joining a conversation that was going on about it, of course, which I had a very strong opinion about, because I am of the thinking, of the practicing, that when you get re-traumatized, when you feel that kind of jolting stress, you take care of yourself, you breathe, you open your heart, you have compassion for yourself, because you're struggling really with that mind-boggling trauma. How can this be happening? This cannot be happening in my world. And so I joined the conversation and expressed my opinions, and basically I reacted. And then I realized that I'm in a reactive mode, and I withdrew from the conversation. And this is like maybe half an hour later that I took my first conscious breath and had a heart for myself. In my mantra, the mantra of the breathe is breathe and have a heart. That's all. Breathe love to your own reaction, to your own post-traumatic stress. Because I too have had a trauma in my life when I was a child that gets triggered by seeing the sight of this boy. And I can't really go right into operational mode and fixing it and starting to ask the question like, who's responsible for that, and basically abandoning myself, not taking care of myself, but getting into the head, into my intellect, which is what we mostly do if we don't if we don't get sick and tired of being sick and tired of suffering. I didn't come into this work because I woke up one morning and I said, "Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, let me see, shall I do meditation this morning or shall I smoke a joint?" No, it took crises and breakdown and really coming to the edge of that trauma. I can't tolerate this anymore. My world feels like it's bursting on me. It's ending. I have to find something to be able to cope with this. And that's how I found meditation, because meditation really is about making space for the unthinkable, the intolerable, those kind of traumas. But this is also what happens for me when I look at Mr. Trump speaking. I go to this place, I get triggered into this place that goes like, oh my God, this cannot be happening in my world. This must be, I must be an alien, or he must be an alien, because we are not in the same world, and yet we are. And imagine having people who you know and who you love also having sometimes these kind of opinions, voicing them, and doing heinous things like what happened in my last relationship when the person I loved so much left. And now he's in heaven. And it's okay. I learned to make space for it. I have no problems with him having left. And I also don't even have a problem with him being in heaven. I have learned to accept it, to make space for it, to love it. Yep. That's what it comes down to. I'm not ready to love Donald Trump yet in that way. Yesterday, when that picture circulated around Facebook, the picture that was of the statue that somebody made of him, that was placed in Union Square and in a couple of other places in the country. When I saw that picture, I burst into such laughter. And something in me, there was a satisfaction in me that he had this coming, Good. This is what happens when you go on that path. When you're a buffoon, this is what happens. This is what can happen. But this morning, I am not so proud of having sent that picture to a couple of my friends, with the glee of like, look at this, and rejoicing in his what? I don't really believe in rejoicing in other people's misery. Not at all. Or humiliation. I don't. And I pay the price, believe me. When I engage in that, I always pay the price. So I'm paying the price this morning. I'm being easy with myself. It's okay. It's okay. It's acceptable. I can have compassion for that too. But I don't want to prolong this because, this is trauma-based thinking. Oh, how nice. We can place him now in another universe, in another world, not be part of it. But the truth of the matter is that Donald Trump and this little boy in Syria and I and you were all parts of the same universe. In your mind, you can separate from it. But anytime we separate from our essence, from our breath, we pay the price. We become stressful, anxious, miserable. We suffer because that's not our true nature. And yet, this is something we all have to contend with. This is the human dilemma, the human angst, is that we also need to have boundaries and without disconnecting from the life force. But it happens all the time. And I think it's one of the biggest questions today of how can we be in this world, live in this world, and not be of it in terms of that separation, fear, living our lives in fear, going back to love, breathing love into the fearful places, transformation, doing it daily. What else is there to do? I know, make a living and stuff like that, yeah, but can't make a living and kill yourself. I know that it's part of the American way, but I think it's also something we're all awakening to, that can't be this way. You can kill yourself making a living. Doesn't work. So, wow, it went fast this morning. If you like this meditation and this feeling and this practice that I'm offering, and you want to know more about it, now I'm doing the promotion. You can go to our website, www.thebreeze.com, and we are starting. Last night was an intro to the webinar, the 5-week webinar that we are starting this next Thursday at 8 p.m. It's going to be an intensive sharing of this practice of the breeze and how to connect to your breath intelligence, which is exactly what this meditation was attempting to do this morning, is to help you connect with your breath intelligence, that intelligence that we all have in us that needs to be developed, of how to breathe love into our fears or into anything that's unlike it. And so if you want more information about joining the webinar Journey with the Breath, which will start next Thursday night, please go to the website, and there is, on the homepage, there is a link, and it gives you information about it, and it shows you how to register for it. If you like the meditation itself, you can purchase it on iTunes, just under my name, Samuel Jacob Kirschner, and it's part of a CD called Voice of the Breeze. What else do I have to say this morning other than the usual? And that's what I'm going to say for now. You can work with me one-on-one. I do meditation consultation, both in person and on Skype. And we have a weekly group that meets here at the real gym for the soul, which is where I'm speaking from now, called Breeze Confidence. And all of that is on the website. All the information is on the website. And I see that it's 8:15. And so I'm going to say, have a day filled with joy, oxygen, and ease. This is Samuel Jacob Kirschner, voice of the Breathe. Thank you for coming and for participating and for taking care of yourself in this way.